To Betty, Noel and their neighbours, the local bus is a godsend, but now they've been forced to give up their independence after a decision was made to close their bus stop.
Bring back the bus! Bring back the bus!
They're fired up, pleading for one simple change.
Bring back the bus! Bring back the bus!
These seniors have been left to feel like prisoners in their own homes.
We deserve our bus back instead of sitting in the corner waiting to die.
Age and mobility makes getting out and about a struggle, all thanks to a careless decision made by bureaucrats.
None of us were consulted, none of us were asked.
And the attitude seems to be, well, hard luck.
Well, it just shows they don't give a rat's about any of us.
These elderly people tell us they weren't formally notified of the change, the termination of the 602 and 604 bus routes to their suburban stop, a lifeline to the local shops and medical services.
I was on the bus one day and the driver said something about, oh, well, this looks like it'll be about my last time up this street. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, didn't you know? He said, this whole corner's going to be cut off.
In disbelief, Noel Morgan notified other nearby residents who were shocked to find this was possible without them knowing a thing. But then this sign confirmed the worst, and within days, the bus stop they'd relied on for years was gone.
There's an empty bus shelter and no buses.
Prior to the bus being cancelled, residents only needed to take a few steps from their homes to catch the bus into town. But now they have to walk more than half a kilometre to their nearest bus stop.
A tough slog for most, especially Betty Williams, who's approaching 96.
I walked home one day from around near the Civic Centre down there and I was absolutely euchred. And I've never done it since because, you know, I get home so tired, it's not worth it.
For Frank Dawson, being legally blind makes the trek to the nearest bus stop simply too dangerous, meaning he's had to forego his weekly outings. He's now left to sit at home and watch TV.
Well, I was using it 3 days a week to go to the gym, another day a week for bowls.
The same goes for Maureen Semgreen, who has stage 3 Parkinson's.
I used to go to the gym and I used to swim at the public swimming pool, which is in South Tweed, and I could catch a bus. Now I can't.
What's worse is the bus route used to make getting to regular medical appointments easy, but now residents are either not going, changing doctors or forking out money to catch a cab.
It has certainly affected the quality of life for our elderly residents.
83-year-old Stan Lober.
But according to their brochure, it's a better bus service for Tweed.
These seniors are now fighting back because they disagree with the New South Wales government's so-called improvements, which have made their lives incredibly difficult.
Dreadful decision by a politician who should know the area and has not researched or contacted.
But the fact that it's going to take you maybe 2 minutes more to come into this area rather than go straight up Brett Street, to me it's such a trivial thing.
The residents have written letters to Jeff Provis, the state MP for Tweed Heads, and 200 people have now signed a petition calling for the bus to be reinstated.
How would he feel if his mother and father were in here and he stopped the buses?
You know, you could make a name for yourself, admit you were wrong and correct everything.
And let's remember our senior residents, these are the people that built our nation. They worked hard, they paid their taxes, and they deserve to be treated with respect and dignity.
Federal member for Richmond, Justine Elliott, is joining the fight.
We want our bus back!
I've written to the Premier and asked her to urgently intervene and reinstate this bus service. It's a bad decision by a bad government.
We are hoping that the power of people will reverse the decision somehow to give us some sort of a bus service.
Bring our bus back. When do we want it? Now.
We want the bus!
Well, common sense has had a win here. Today we had a call from New South Wales Transport saying it'll now introduce 6 new services to that bus stop starting Monday week.